Welcome everyone to episode 25 of the Coffee and Confidence Show. Today's episode is How to Unlock Your Confidence, show number 3. So excited to have you here today. Just a reminder, it is a live show. So if you're tuning on, please let us know you're here. Say hello. So today's show is How to Unlock Your Confidence. Here we are approaching the Christmas season. We're supposed to be all full of joy and love, yet it's a stressful time for many. So I want you to tune in. I want you to grab your pen and paper and tune in live to this episode to gain some tips how to unlock your confidence going into the Christmas season. So welcome. My name is Kelly Kerrigan, and I am the host of the Coffee and Confidence Show. Excuse me. I'm an assertiveness coach, and my business is Empower Me Coaching. The Coffee and Confidence Show is highlighting professionals in their field to help you with your confidence and to have a little fun on the show as well. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you today's guest. So we have guest Tabatha Foster. She's a returning guest, and she's full of useful, wise knowledge. So again, a reminder to grab your pen and paper for today's show. Like I said, as we are approaching the Christmas season, there's so much to do on our list, and how do we stay in a place of love? So I'm excited to have Tabatha share all that with you. So please, Tabatha, introduce yourself to all the wonderful people while I take a sip of my tickly throat.
Thanks, everyone. Welcome to our talk again. I love being on the show. It's lots of fun. Love sharing all my knowledge of chakras with you all. I have a little wellness studio in here in St. John, New Brunswick, on the west side. So I'm located there. Do all kinds of wonderful, fun things there. We've got Reiki and yoga and meditation and classes and courses and wonderful talks, and I could go on and on forever with just that. But you can look me up on Facebook if you want to learn more about My Soul and Journey. So yeah, and today we're going to talk about the heart chakra and how we can use that in with our confidence over the Christmas season as the stress starts getting a little more in these next 10 days or 11 days before the season's upon us.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so thanks for being here. I know that you do some amazing work. I have a lot of friends out east who absolutely love like Soul Talk Wednesdays and love what you're doing for the community and shining your light and allowing other people to shine their bright light as well. Yeah. So yeah.
Yay.
So without further ado, I mean, this is the Coffee and Confidence Show. Guess what it's time for?
Coffee.
It's time for coffee. Yes. So here's my wonderful. It's time for what is in your cup. All right. So Tabatha, I'll let you start this morning. What is in your cup, and what kind of fun cup do you have?
I've got an M&M cup today. It's a green. Green
hold it one. A little higher.
Oh, green one. Cheers. And I'm drinking some ginger cinnamon tea today. I am a total teetotaler, not a coffee girl, but yeah. So I have my little green cup. It's chakra colors, green or pink, but we'll go with green today. So that's what's in my cup. What's in your cup, Kelly?
That's amazing. I made a stop at Starbucks this morning. You know what?
Some days you got to do it.
I know. Patience is in my cup this morning. You know, life throws things at us, and we just have to embrace it. We have to like go with it, go with the flow. And this is it. Today's a hat day. I'm representing Labrador. I've got like my Labrador beanie hat on, which is also green. You know, just keeping it real, showing up in the moment. No fancy makeup today, just me.
Just you. That's all good. That's good. Funny you have Labrador hat on. I just actually made reservations for Labrador for this summer.
That's amazing. We'll have to have a conversation about that after the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That is my hometown. My roots are in Labrador.
Nice.
Yes.
Yes, definitely need to chat after the show.
Absolutely. So this is what is in our cup this morning. What is in your cup this morning? I want to remind you, if you are tuned in live, please say hello. Let us know where you are tuning in from. And please join the conversation, as we'd love to hear from you. Ask any questions. Give us your comments, as we'd love to hear from you. Alrighty. So I want to know, I want to know this whole topic about the Christmas season and staying confident. I mean, how does the Christmas season affect a person's confidence?
Well, I think that we get a little overwhelmed with the whole Christmas thing. It gets so out of hand. I think with the shopping and the gift giving and the this and the that, and it's kind of time to bring that back and just be simple and enjoy family time, and gifts don't have to be these big huge expensive things. I think it's time to start giving from our heart and not from our head and our wallet kind of. So yeah, I just think that people just get so overwhelmed with trying to keep up with everybody else around them that we kind of forget what the real true reason of Christmas is.
Hmm. Yeah, what I'm kind of picturing too. I mean, I know I've found myself in this, in previous years, is that you get caught up in the to-do list and this got to be perfect and that got to be perfect. That it affects my confidence because I'm like, oh, I forgot this, or oh, this didn't work out as planned. So it's like, I can't really show up authentically and real.
Right,
So
because you're afraid someone's judging you. Oh my goodness, I forgot the cranberries, or I didn't get little Johnny or Susie 12 gifts instead of two. It's yeah, we just get so wrapped up in what everybody else thinks that it affects our confidence, and it makes us sad, which brings us to our heart chakra. So, which is what
mhm.
we want to talk about today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our heart chakra is the
Ca-
fourth chakra.
Can I ask you a question first?
You can.
I want to dig a little deeper with this
Okay,
Christmas and confidence,
let's do it.
because many people, there's tension within the families, right? So many
Yes.
people, are somewhat, they could be dreading it, or they could be not looking forward to, awkwardness, and, being able to stay confident in those kind of situations. Like, do you have anything to add about that?
That you know what? That's probably one of the hardest things I think as family units that we have to do is to sometimes be with people who annoy us. Like, unfortunately, we love our family and we love our friends, but sometimes we get wrapped up in our own worlds, and we forget that um other people have feelings, and they get obnoxious and they get overwhelmed, and then they start taking it out on everybody. So yeah, that's a tough one, how to get together in that group of family and friends and stay calm and confident, and I think it's about valuing what's going on in yourself, what's going on in your own immediate family, and how you choose to celebrate, and how and not letting it pour out into everybody else. So it's like, if you celebrate one way and they celebrate another, that's okay. Everybody's allowed to be different. So just honor what your decisions are, and stand behind them.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking too is that the advice that you have today with, taking care of the heart chakra
Yep,
will definitely help going into those situations. Am
absolutely.
I correct in saying that? Yeah.
You are correct in saying that. Yes, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
And before we move on, I have a couple of comments coming in that I want to acknowledge. So let me just scroll down to them. All right. So we've got Kalina. She says, my dream vacation. She must be talking about Labrador. Hello, and can't wait to hear about the heart chakra. Tabitha rocks.
Hi,
Ooh,
Kalina. You rock
Tabitha's fan.
too.
You've got fans online, Tabitha. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here, Kalina. Appreciate it. And thank you for supporting such a fabulous lady. Tondi says, yay, Tab. Yay. Thanks for
Hi,
being here,
Dondi.
Tondi.
They're all my
And
girls.
yep, they're all your girls. Like
All
I
my
said,
girls.
you've got your posse with
My
you today.
posse. Oh, absolutely. They're my goddess girls. I love them.
Awesome. Also, Amy Gillespie says, hello, ladies. Hello,
Hi,
Amy. Again,
Amy.
thanks for being here. All right. So this whole discussion about the heart chakra, typically, how do you know when your heart chakra is blocked?
Well, there's some good old telltale signs for when our heart chakra is out of balance. So, one of the first ones is being defensive,
Mm,
overly defensive. I think that we have to remember that all of these symptoms I'm going to tell you about, we all have them, but it's when we have them to a uh, excess is when we know that things are out of balance. So, like I said, feeling overly defensive, feeling closed down, jealousy, a little bit of fear, fear of intimacy. Um, Being codependent is another one for an out of balance heart. So, and what I mean by codependent is relying on other people for approval and attention, which is again when we were talking a little bit earlier about the Christmas season and kind of everybody going, oh, what's everybody going to think? So it's don't try to please people at all costs and at the cost of your own heart. um, Sometimes if you put yourself in that role of a rescuer or a victim, is another sign that your heart could be out of balance. Um, if you feel like you just want to be isolated, off by yourself, antisocial, if you're a grudge holder, that is a good sign that your heart is out of balance. Not being able to forgive, um, and especially forgiveness is a big one. It's because forgiving people is not about forgiving them. It's for yourself. So you want to be able to learn to let go and forgive people for some of the hurt that they've given you, just because it's more for you than them. And
mm,
then some of the physical symptoms that you can have if your heart's out of whack a little bit would be like lung infections, bronchitis, circulatory issues, heart related issues. So those are some of the physical signs that you can have if your heart's out of balance.
mm. Yeah, interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, lots of signs, right?
Lots of signs. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what causes the chakra to be blocked?
Well, a lot of it is due to the fact that we kind of close off and not deal with what the issues are. So if you're
Mm,
upset with somebody, we tend to hold those things in. We don't want to share it. We don't want to say to somebody, you know what, you've hurt my feelings, or I don't like it when you do that, or
mhm.
you know what I mean. Just like they just pushing your own voice away and not putting it out there what bothers you will tend to over time kind of close your heart chakra off to people.
Sounds like a lot of people pleaser like
Yes,
symptoms.
people pleaser symptoms for sure, absolutely. You can only the only person you need to please first is yourself. And when you're happy within your own self and your life, and that then starts to radiate out towards everything else, and it just has that ripple effect. You become happy with you. I'm confident, I'm happy, I love who I am. I love being i love being a business owner. I love being me. I love being a mom. I love being whatever it is that you want to be in any given moment. You can be all of those things, and then it ripples out to the closest people around you, your husband, your children, your grandchildren, and then that ripples out to the rest of your family, and then your friends, and then beyond that. So then your love just radiates out everywhere, and
Mhm.
the more loving you are, the more confident you are, the more you glow, the more happy you are. You just stand in your own power and in your own self.
Yeah, that sounds lovely. Like just
Oh,
listening
yeah.
to you say that, right? It's so magnetic.
Yeah.
I want to acknowledge Tandi's comment. So Tandi says that it took her years to realize that forgiveness was for her, right? Because there's this misconception that, well, if I forgive someone, it's for them. No, it's not for them. It's for you,
Yeah,
right? So
it
anybody
doesn't.
that,
Yes,
but
and it doesn't condone what you're not condoning what that person has done in in hurting your heart and altering your life. Some people have huge things that they need to forgive, that have done layers and layers of emotional hurt and trauma, and it's you don't have to say, oh, it's okay, they did it, and so it's okay, I forgive you. so that they feel better about it. It's like, I'm going to forgive them so that I can move on and that I can fill my heart with love and love myself, because I'm not who I am because of those people. I am
Right.
who I am because I am confident and a wonderful, loving person, and I worked on me.
Right. It's giving yourself permission to let that go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Because oftentimes, whatever you are holding on to of something that the other person did to you, oftentimes it's hurting you. Like they're not even thinking about it. Right. And you're holding on to
Absolutely.
it.
Yes, yeah. Most times we hold on to these hurts for years and years and years and years, and they've never put a second thought to it.
Yeah. And then that's what's keeping, your heart chakra closed, is what I'm understanding.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. Not like holding on to it, like brushing it under the rug or holding it in. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
So my friend Bridget's on. Hello, Bridget.
Hi,
Bridget
Bridget.
says, do you have to let the other person know you forgive them to help move on? Would you like to answer that, Tabatha?
I will absolutely not. You do not have to let them know you forgive them. Not at all. I actually think the best way to really forgive somebody is to just do it for yourself. Just you can sit with a picture like their picture in front of you, and you can tell them how much they hurt you and all the terrible things that they did or said or whatever. It can be big or small. You can just tell them. Talking it out loud is so therapeutic and so valuable. You can write them a letter. You can you can scream it. You can. There's so many ways you can do it, but no, you do not have to tell them. Most times they're not even going to remember it, or sadly, a lot of times they don't even care. It not, I guess care is kind of a strong thing, but they don't realize it. It's like you have an argument with I'll make it simple. Like you have an argument with your spouse and he says something mean like, oh, you're whatever, you're such a crybaby. And you take that and you hold it in, and it makes you super sad. But yet, you can't say to them like, oh, my, it hurt my feelings. And then, yeah, just, you don't have to tell them. Just do it.
Yeah. And they will know that you've forgiven them by your energy and your way of
Absolutely.
being
Yes.
around them.
Yep.
Um,
And sometimes
yeah.
we need to forgive people that are no longer with us on this level.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not here in this earthly plane anymore, and they've passed on, or they've moved far away, or anything else, you can still forgive those people. Like I said, with letter writing, or you know any of the ones that I had said.
Mm-hmm. And there's something that I want to share too, like a useful piece of knowledge that I share with my clients, is that when you can see the lesson, when you can learn the lesson in that hurt, that is the ultimate forgiveness. If any of you out there have been holding on to something for years, instead of blaming them for hurting you, if you thank them for the lesson, well, that's a really beautiful thing.
Absolutely.
So if you can forgive from a place of love and really understand what lesson you had to learn in that to help you grow as an individual, that's the most beautiful forgiveness right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Tondi says, write it down and then burn that emotion. So yeah, burn that piece of paper.
My favorite thing to do, Tondi.
Yeah. So like, write it down, burn it, let it go.
Yeah, it's so therapeutic. I highly suggest at any time to write a letter and then throw it into the fire, because it's extremely therapeutic. It will make your heart sing when you're done.
Yeah. And some people
Yeah.
probably have whole journals they can burn.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So, we talked about, how do you know if your heart chakra is blocked? And then I'm just looking at my questions here that I've set out for you. So what's the heart chakra responsible for?
So our heart chakra is, just to kind of, I'm just going to give a wee bit of a chakra lesson, I guess, for those joining us that don't know about all of the chakras. But we have 7 main chakras. Our heart chakra is in the center of our chest, and it is the bridge between the lower chakras,
Mhm.
which are our earthly chakras, our root chakra, our sacral chakra, and our solar plexus. And we've talked about a couple of those already on the show before. And then our upper chakras, which are our spiritual chakras, our throat, our third eye, and our crown chakra. So that's what our heart does. So it's the main function of our heart is about loving yourself first, and then loving others. And to truly love others, you have to truly love yourself. So that is a main job of your heart chakra.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's really powerful for all my people pleaser peeps out there, right?
absolutely.
It's really
Yeah,
important to love yourself, because the more that you love yourself, the more love you have to give, right?
exactly. Yeah.
Ah,
And then you
um,
can do some of those jobs, some of those people pleasing things that we do that seem like they're such a struggle and such a job, and oh my gosh, I don't want to do those. When you're totally in love with you do a lot of those things automatically, and it doesn't seem like a big job anymore.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
Kalina has a comment for us. She says, I actually get physically ill if my heart is heavy, like she gets headaches and stomach aches. So I find forgiveness so important for my well-being. Well said, Tabatha. Reminds me to do some inner work to clear any unsettled feelings before the new year. Well, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes, Kalina.
Yeah. It's perfect time. Solstice is coming up on the 21st. It's very much, we're at the end of the year. It's very much about finishing things up, letting things go, so that when we go into the new year, we're ready for a whole new chapter, a whole new beginning, new lessons to learn. Yeah, so it's a perfect time to
Mm-hmm.
to get a little. Sometimes we have to sit in the mud and the dirt of our emotions
Mm,
so that we can grow. The journey is not always um it's not always fun. It a lot of times is really messy and hurtful and yucky, and we avoid it because we don't want to deal with that part of the emotion.
right. So that's the whole uncomfortable part, which so
Right.
many people avoid, right? They avoid
Yes,
being uncomfortable. But as a reminder, again, that's where the growth comes from. The growth comes
absolutely.
from being uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
If you
Yep.
want to stay small, then don't deal with it. But if you want, the best life, be the best version of yourself, then yeah, you're going to have to go through the mud and get uncomfortable. But I want to give you a reminder that it doesn't stay like that forever. It's very short lived if you allow it to be, if you quickly learn the lesson and you embrace the lesson.
Yeah. Well, if you think of a garden, or all those beautiful flowers that grow, they got to put that fertilizer on it first.
Mm-hmm.
So all the stinky, messy stuff is there first, and
Ah,
then and it's true, all the stinky, we won't swear just in case there's some kids watching, but it's there first. All that ick is there first, and then it composts and it breaks down, and it fades away, and it goes into the soil, and then this beautiful version of you is going to grow out of that. It's going to grow out of that awful, gross stuff.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
You just put a whole visual in my head. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So how does a person open their heart chakra?
So once you the light bulb goes on, you go, okay, you know what? I've got something going on in my heart chakra. What can I do? There's some easy things to do. One great thing is to meditate, just to kind of sit in that silence and say, okay, what's going on? What's going on in my heart chakra? What's making me sad? What's making me uncomfortable? What's making me feel this way? And just see what comes to you in the quiet. A lot of times we don't want to sit in the quiet because we don't want to know what's there. So if we can just kind of sit in the quiet, meditate, let those feelings let them surface up. It'll give you a lot of insight to what's going on the inside. Once you do that, I would definitely start journaling about it, writing it down, see what comes up. Maybe there's some common denominators and you're like, oh, that's what it is. Somebody said something once upon a time that has stuck with me. So it makes me realize that every time I start a project, I can't finish it because once upon a time somebody told me if things aren't perfect, then you shouldn't do it. So it's things like that. So yeah, journal, see what your common denominators are. You can use colors to work with your heart chakra. So greens and pinks are the colors. So you can wear green, you can wear pink, you can use gemstones, you can use essential oils. Gemstones would be rose quartz is a fabulous heart chakra stone. Green aventurine is another one, but yeah, the rose quartz is my favorite. So you can wear it, stick in your pocket. There's lots fabulous jewelry that's made out of the rose quartz. Be a great Christmas present. What else can you do? Oils. Oils are ylang ylang. Oh my stars. Oh my. What else is? Oh, rose is another one. Lavender is another great one for the heart as well. So there's lots you can incorporate your essential oils. So you can wear them on your lava beads. You can put them in your diffuser. Oh, pardon me. What else can you? Mantras are fabulous. One of my favorite ones is my breast will be deep, my heart will be open, and I will find stillness in today.
Say that again. Say that again. I'm like, I want to feel that. Say it again and slower.
I will say it again. My breast will be deep, my heart will be open, and I will find stillness today.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. It is amazing. I think it's a great one. It just reminds us to be still and just to listen from our heart. We hear differently when we listen from our heart.
Yeah, that's really important. Like I said, especially going into the Christmas season.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's so important. So self-love, do lots of self-love, ladies and gentlemen. Just, take some time, go get a massage, go have a Reiki treatment done, go do some sound therapy or some sound healing, take a tub, read a book. It can be simple. It doesn't have to be difficult. It can be super simple. It's just taking time to love yourself and to listen to what your needs are.
And you mentioned the color green, so I was thinking like eating your green veggies, right?
Absolutely. Yep. Greens are real good for your heart chakra, and pinks as well. Watermelon. What else is pink? Grapefruit. Like those things. Yep. Drinking lots of water. Yeah.
So I'm starting to really understand the importance of they say eat a colorful diet. Because we need all of that, right?
We need all of it. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, because it's really, the whole thing is about being healthy from the inside out. So it's about doing all the things that make you healthy on the inside, and you will radiate that out just for you.
Yeah, that's amazing. Do you have any other advice that you want to share about opening the heart chakra? Or have you covered everything?
I'm thinking there's tons and tons of things too, but I'm trying to think of some of the most important ones. But I would think this time of year, the biggest one would be is doing self-care and taking that time to just honor yourself and to really listen to what your heart needs.
Yeah, that's some pretty sound advice. Absolutely.
Yeah. And it's keeping it simple. It's simple. We want to keep it simple. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing those valuable insight. I had lots of fun chatting with you about this topic today and on the Coffee and Confidence show. So please share with the viewers how they can get in touch with you, Tabatha.
So if you need to get in touch with me, if you want any more information about chakras, I actually have a chakra workshop coming up in February and March at the studio. So you can get a hold of me. My email is ohmysoulandjourney@gmail.com. My Facebook page is Oh My Soul and Journey. You can even text me, call me. My cell number, well, maybe I won't put that out online, but if you go to my Facebook page, you'll be able to see my cell phone number. But yeah, just reach out anyway. If you want, you can reach out even through you, and you can direct them to me. I can, if you don't if you don't live in St. John, that's not a problem. I can work distance with people as well. So yeah.
Well, that's amazing. I encourage everybody to connect with Tabatha. Even on Facebook, send her a friend request. At least start there.
Absolutely.
Because you never know. Growing your network is super important.
Absolutely. Yes, exactly. And together we can move mountains.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I want to remind you when we're done the call, Tabatha, to leave any links that you want to leave in the comments.
Absolutely.
So you can leave a link to the page and your email and things like that.
Absolutely will.
All righty. So if you've enjoyed the Coffee and Confidence Show, episode 25, this is a weekly show. However, this is the last one before Christmas. So if you're going to catch the Coffee and Confidence Show again in the new year, got an amazing lineup of guests for, January, February already. So I want to say Merry Christmas to everybody. Enjoy the holidays with your family. Stay grounded, stay true to you. Love yourself first, and may you grow in confidence and have some fun celebrating the season. So tune in the new year, Thursday mornings on Facebook Live for the Coffee and Confidence Show. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Merry Christmas.